Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to another recording of Hearthstone. So we've been a little bit out of sync. We're setting up my new microphone. Hopefully I have it set now. It seems like I'm doing alright with it. Let's get rid of this quest. Let's see, so we need 5 victories as a druid and hunter, 1 victory from anything, and 2 victories with the paladin or warrior. Alright, let's start with the tower. Let's see. Encounter at the crossroads under a mana storm, choose the class, get random cards. So we were going to try and get... Do we want to play druid or hunter? Let's do Nope, let's do this one. Why not? That's druid, right? So one of the things I'm working on expanding is I have this new microphone set up. I have this new microphone, and I thought to myself, yes, there's plenty of room here to hang like a whiteboard. And I found this thing at my grocery store called the Boogie Board, which is effectively just kind of like a Etch-a-Sketch, except for you write with a pen. I don't know if Etch-a-Sketch is the right one. It does have a battery in it, and when you push the button, it erases everything automatically. But it's not like it's Bluetooth. It's not like it plugs into a computer. You just write on the screen, and then you have a quick erase thing, and you're not using ink from a whiteboard, which I found appropriate. It's kind of curved on the edges, which is weird, because I can one-hand it, but I wouldn't particularly feel super comfortable with that. And it has a couple of magnets on the back, so if you were to stick it flat on something, I think that it would magnetize to like a refrigerator or something. So that's what I'm planning on using. I do want to put some like of those sticky sticker hooks that you stick on walls when you really don't want things to stay up forever, and I need to find the right size of those and put it on there because it's not magnetic enough to hold itself up on the board, on the mic stand, sadly. So now I've written down everything I want to talk about, so there's really no reason for me to miss any conversation at all. My handwriting needs work because I'm gonna have to squeeze it on less than what a sheet of paper would be, and I'm gonna have to, without lines or anything, it's kind of easy to draw really big. So at the top of the board I have really big writing, at the end of the board is really small writing.
I hope you like my invention.
Job's done. Let's see. So that's good. I've also played around after doing the announcement video for the One Night in Karzhan expansion that was announced in China, and boy was that a mess and not worth my time. My video's gotten like 175 videos views, and I've changed some things around, and I don't know if that knocked me out of being suggested when I changed things, because maybe they just have a straight like, we won't recommend a video if you go change the description or change the thumbnail or something, if you're trying to work the system in some way.
I got the best deals anywhere. I got the best deals anywhere.
Interesting. Summoned. How many turns have I summoned this game? Nope.
Oh, if you're sure.
So, ooh, this guy's gonna gain. Ooh, I need to kill this guy.
Are you afraid of the dark?
I'm gonna kill him, I'm in trouble. Am I holding the dragon? No. Let's see. There's... let's see.
Time to pay. I got the best deals anywhere.
Oh, if you're sure.
I hope my microphone's working right. It sounds a little weird, but then that might just be me.
I am your father, the supreme archaeologist.
I still don't have this set up the way I want it to. I want to hear a lot more of me on the monitor than what other people are hearing. Every time that changes, I think it changes how it works to the recording software. And so, this kind of is the exact thing that was going to be the problem. I needed the soundboard. It's just a nightmare to try and figure out how to cycle this. I'm going to lose, obviously. So it's a very weird having headphones on the whole time. Anyways, let's pump down. The thing that probably works is most there's this app called Prisma that draws things using the neural network and probably just Google experimental stuff. And so it takes a picture and then has a computer AI basically paint a picture similar to that picture. So I did that to my logo, did some more work on it, and it came out with this nice stained glass white background thing that I'm trying, but already I can tell white background doesn't work for a lot of positions, and there's a lot of different formats and sizes that it needs to be. Here, let's try that again. For instance, the smallest size is Steam, where you kind of need to upload a very small picture to get the icon on the Steam page on your Steam profile to match, and it gives you like 184 pixels by 184.
Light shall bring victory.
That's the highest resolution. Oh, I wonder if me holding the board in front of my microphone is going to affect something. I'm so far away from it, I bet it isn't. Does this sound any different than this? Yeah, it kind of does. So I don't need to hold the board in front of me. That's a temporary thing that will quickly get fixed. But so yeah, the highest is like the channel art resolution on a YouTube channel. They want something around like 2560 by 1440, which I believe is something along the lines of 4K resolution now. And then all kinds of things in the middle. If you want to do a watermark on something in YouTube, you need it to need the image to excuse me. Transparent on the background with one solid color, so you can need a separate variation on the logo. And in general, all these things need to be totally
Need you to master.
Job done. Such a fashion, like, so you have this like dimensionless SVG vector graphics logo that maybe you have to do some things to it and you can get an 8K version of it, and then I have to run it through GIMP for whatever format website I want to integrate it with. I also, so on the new announcement video, I put the new computer specs, at least some of them. I'm gonna have to spend more time, and I probably won't take the effort to do that.
I have no time for games.
I just don't see a reason why it would be worth the effort. What brand RAM I have, I think it's crucial, but is it DDR4 1600? Is it DDR4 2200? Do I have the gigabyte motherboard UV3, or
Embrace the
do I have something like the X99 UV3
In the light's name.
So all that's, I'm not sure about that. And speaking of not being sure about that, apparently I have a GTX 970 according to what I looked at, what my computer's telling me. Which, oops, that is just insanely an oops. There, I could have sworn I had a 980. Absolutely. Like, no question about it. I absolutely had to have had a
Let none survive.
if I'm really rocking a new 970, that means I'm allegedly deal with
Job's done.
allegedly I'm going to be due a $30 rebate at some point because the GTX 970 said it had 4 gigabytes and it really only has 3.5, and some other things are false advertised too on it. So that give me $30 back, but what that really, for me, it doesn't have anything to do with like the graphics card being a little weaker than what I thought. Well, actually, it has everything to do about that. It's not that I got ripped off. It's that I've realized, oh, I have the bottom of the line from what is now last generation video cards. So it totally makes, it opens that door a little bit wider to get a 1080. And that's not something I that's not something I really wanted to do, is to say, oh, give me a 1080, give me this new Titan X. Yeah, let's upgrade the graphics again. We've seen in a few games, things don't run well, but most games they run fine for 1080p, and I just don't see myself leaving that 1080p mark anytime soon. Transform a friendly minion to one that costs 1 more. Let's try this.
Drag no stupid!
There we go.
Let none survive.
Let's keep playing. So yeah, that's not good. It's not good to have a 970. Obviously, I'd never do a 970 SOI. I don't want to ever do that. So maybe we should just. So let me grab my fake plastic pencil and scratch that out of the list on my keyboard. Let's move on down to the other. The new Prey has no ties to the prequel. Okay. Scratch that out.
Shall we put a
It's
kink
not a
in your
remake,
plan?
it's not a remaster, it's just, they had that name and they...
The shadow engulfs us.
The Uncharted movie has a new director. I think I'm gonna go through these rather fast. So, anytime a movie gets a new director, the movie's in trouble. This is not a good sign. People will try to put some spin on it, and certainly they can do that, but as somebody's fired, which is how it always is, that means bad things are happening for that piece of is that something to be super scared about for the Uncharted movie? Was the Uncharted movie really in line to be a good movie? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, Uncharted could easily be an action film and just use the same name in the same way that Tomb Raider movies really aren't like super great movies. They're not in the Uncharted series, but they're action, they're fine. So, not super upset about it. I just realized it's kind of silly to cross out, but I still have to do it, considering I have a button that just erases the entire screen. But I still have to do it to check things off. The No Man's Skies developers say, please don't watch any pictures. Now, unless I'm wrong, No Man's Sky's developers
Feel the
specifically
power.
said that maybe this was a different developer, but I swear they said no two people would have the same experience on. Like, it was going to procedurally generate different planets because it was going to be a wildly varied experience, and it was going to have tons of replayability. And now they come out after many delays, and they're saying, please don't look at the game. Maybe I'm jaded, but let's see if this gets a legendary. Somebody said if you spun it around and got the stars, it legendary. It is BS, but that would be kind of fun. Turned out that was the case. Of course, if you're opening 50 packs, you don't have time to do any of that. In fact, with the new expansion, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford to make 50 packs of anything. Let's see. I already have 2 of those, I'm sure. I want to go to, like, classic cards here in crafting mode, and I just want to see what I can make with 400. Like Pyroblast, I guess I can make. Let's see. Deal 8 damage randomly split. Yeah, we'll make that one. Why not? So I'm trying to fill in the whole classic set. With the new adventure, that gives us more time to turn gold. So that's good, but I really didn't want him to do another adventure. It's just so dumb. And the newest adventure seems like it's going to be even shorter than any of the previous ones. Alright, so apparently that wasn't Druid I was playing as. Or it didn't count it. Let's play as the warrior. Let's see, which one can I play as? This one's at 17, so I'm gonna only play this warrior standard. Begin. Let's come over here. I've also changed some things. I've noticed that there was some flickering in my recording of the cursor, and I think that was from trying to record the actual mouse cursor, which you don't see in Hearthstone. Instead, you see this little hand, and I think that's part of it. Also, I think I turned on the cursor if I click over here. So on the Hearthstone deck tracker, I don't think you see a cursor, or maybe I left that on, but you don't see it like when I go over it by default, because you have to actually click on it, which kind of sucks. But I don't think I notice that too much. And generally when I'm marking something, I go off the screen in this way, and hopefully that works in some fashion. That's it.
Job's done.
Maybe that does, maybe that doesn't. Yeah, but let me cross off No Man's Sky. That's exactly what I think anyone should do. It is ridiculous to ask anybody not to watch previews. That's like asking somebody to not take a test drive when they buy a car. It's a confidence game. That's all it is.
I wonder.
If they wanted to direct people's previews, they can certainly make their own previews. But that is a completely biased and untrustworthy preview. So you've got to make your game in the belief and understanding that that's going to happen. People are going to do it. And you can't just say, please don't watch previews. It's like, sure. Just take my wallet
hot in here.
while you're at it. The Bulb Tech DLC for $5 on Fallout 4 sucks. It gives you a huge area to build in, but that's about it. Interesting, and it's very limited. So I guess if you wanted to build a huge wall, I think it's you could do that. So that's that conversation. Man, I am just going through this really fast. How long have I been recording? Oh, about 20 minutes. And see, I'm going to be out of things to talk about. By the way, on my logo, this is a temporary logo. Let me just reiterate that. Any improvements anyone can offer.
Ready to flee!
Help. If they just want to, if somebody wants to make a completely new branding, new Rydo logo, I'm fine with that. If somebody wants to do a slightly more artistic, better version of what I already have, I'm fine with that. I'm not picky at all, and maybe that's part of the problem. Also, I don't have enough fans that would really do fan art. Let's just be real.
I have an axe to grind.
If those things started happening, that would be great, but it's not surprising that I don't get a lot of that. I had one fan that was commenting, and unfortunately they kept commenting on things apparently I said did on the videos, and I just didn't know what I said did. So I had nothing I could really input on it.
They'd be thirsty.
Whenever this menu takes damage, gain 1 attack. Whenever a minion takes damage, gain 1 attack. Interesting. So, yeah, the art could always be improved. It needs a lot of work. My part of the art totally needs work too. Let's not.
Job's
Like,
done.
as I'm improving the audio, knowing what to talk about and how to talk about it is very interesting. This feels a little weird. Reading off the board because it's moving me too fast forward instead of what else? I've just written it down. It's really easy. Like, here's one. The BioWare forums are shutting down, and they're taking everything offline. I can't particularly understand a reason why. It seems pretty much at any point in 2016 when a company says we're gonna take down the forums and delete everything, is it some kind of legal thing? Because I suppose depending on what industry they're in, they may have to keep those forums for like 5 years plus, but they just don't want to continue to host it. I mean, it kind of makes little sense.
It's time for a lot of
But yeah, they're taking it down, and they're locking everything, and you have like this to do it. Their explanation on it was pretty lame. They said, "Oh well, we go to Twitter and YouTubers, and we just have so many different other ways we can communicate with people that going through the forums is not useful use of our time, and we weren't spending any time as the employer." Which, okay. So the employees weren't using it, therefore they shut it down. That doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It seems like a lame excuse to me. It seems like you could, at the very least, go, these forums are going to be archived. You can go to them whenever, but we're gonna continue hosting it. I mean, you literally are probably only gonna run one server, and it will probably just be one part of a server of what you're already doing.
victory or death.
So who knows? Disney Infinity shutting down the servers, on the other hand, makes total sense and is about the most scumbag thing Disney could have done. Well, I don't know about that. I'd have to investigate Disney a little bit more, but I imagine they'd make may very well have done. No, nope. I know for a fact Disney has done a lot more scumbag things because they're the ones that are always pushing about the copyright years and making sure they own the rights to Mickey Mouse and now Star Wars and everything else for all of eternity. So yes, they are a big scumbag company. But the scumbag thing they've done this time is they're shutting down all the servers for Disney Infinity, which that entire game was designed in such a way so it was theoretically like 90% of it was played through cloud stuff. At least that's what they said.
What now?
And it's going to leave every single variation of the game except for maybe
My work is
the
paramount.
console versions
Leave me alone.
in single player mode. Completely unplayable. Like completely unplayable. I see not Lego, but Disney Infinity characters and things on sale all the time. Just like super recently, I've seen them on sale. And so
I strike.
that is so those things are still getting sold and they're little action figures, so I could see a parent buying them, or even if a parent knew what this really is buying them and not realizing the things are about to go out of complete use, that there's nothing you could do
Ready to flee!
Job's done.
to play with them in the computer part. You could still play with the action figures. It's just a super scumbag thing to do, because they're supposed to be a thing. Hopefully this loses Disney a significant portion of its fandom, and hopefully that eventually turns into Disney losing some of its power. They don't have the power to do these kind of scumbag things. I mean, it's going to be a class action lawsuit, almost certainly.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
Scratch out, scribble out Disney Infinity shutting down. This is particularly terrible. Do 1 damage. Can I do 1 damage?
Back to work!
For this. And the last thing I have listed is System Shock gets some stretch goals. So what does that mean? Well, it means that they got over $1 million, which is a lot, and they're going to make the remake, and they're getting some of the stretch goals to make this remake so in such a fashion that actually
It's time for a lot of blood!
Done.
it actually like adds content and isn't just them redoing the same game. I saw somebody speedrun System Shock, and it is a really old looking game, and that demo looks exactly like the beginning of the game. The hope would be that after that demo things change quite a lot, because game development has changed a lot since then. So I totally get that the prologue section is a throwback to the original game, but as soon as you get past that prologue section, you want all new gameplay. New elements, new areas, and the concepts really need to be improved upon. Let's see. And
Back to work!
this one.
Kill them all!
Job's done.
And so that System Shop gets some of its stretch goals. There's some weirdness, definitely, by offering stretch goals and saying, we could do this, we could do that. They're pretty vague about it in this case, it seemed like, from the article I was reading. But it's like we've got these ideas, and if you pay us money, more money than what we're actually asking for, will actually make the game better. Otherwise, we're just going to give you a half-assed game. I mean, that's really what they're saying. So here, I've now gone through my entire list. And my screen for a cheap, like $20 gadget, it's probably not worth it. But it is better than getting stuff on my hands. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool idea. They have like a dumb app that will take a picture of what you wrote, and then you can have a picture on your cell phone app. Like, that's really what you want. I don't know if I'm gonna win here, sadly. And we're at the 30-minute mark. Also, let's see, I don't think I have a ton of other things to talk about. Really. We've gotten 3 recordings out of 3 days. This guy's got me down. Yeah, I think I'll just do this stuff off screen. I'm still in the middle of doing paperwork.
Well
trying
played.
to schedule things out. I think I'm going to get everything to line up pretty well, but I'm going to have to play another point adventure game to line up to the October time frame. I need to get into the October time frame if I can. What's almost certainly going to happen is I'm going to end up recording extra footage and having it scheduled to go out for the BioShock and Resident Evil stuff. And then if those remakes come out, if those updates come out, I can quickly schedule them and then undo the scheduling for the other thing and move it forward. Yeah, we didn't get quite that many quests done, and there's a lot of playthrough here. But after doing that announcement video with the new adventure and everything else, it's like I'm still a little bit tired from that, and do want to just take it easy. So I'm also coughing. I think the air quality in my room has gone down. I think it's time to probably plug in a HEPA filter and turn that thing back on. Yeah, I haven't used that in a year or two. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.